Welcome to HFY Vault channel. Real stories, real feelings. If you feel something today, stay with us.
I've never felt this before. An alien woman opens up to a human. No one on the ship noticed when the alien woman stopped walking. The corridor lights of the deep space station flickered softly. Metal walls hummed with quiet energy. Humans passed her every day, laughing, talking, living their small lives. But today, something was different. Her chest felt heavy. Lyra placed her hand over it, confused. Her species did not feel like this. They were born calm, logical, controlled. Emotions were studied, not experienced. Yet now, her breath slowed. Her thoughts scattered. She had seen the human again. And for the first time in her long life, Lyra felt afraid. Not of danger, but of feeling. Lyra was from the Ilari race, one of the oldest alien civilizations in the galaxy. Tall, pale blue skin, glowing silver eyes, and minds trained from birth to suppress emotion. To the Ilari, feelings were weakness. Love, fear, sadness, these were problems to be removed. That was why she had been sent to the human sector. Humans were new. Loud. Emotional. Unstable. And dangerous. Lyra's mission was simple: observe humans and report whether they were safe to join the Galactic Union. She did not expect them to change her. Ethan Cole worked in the lower engineering deck of the station. He was human. Average height. Brown hair. Always tired. And always kind. When Lyra first met him, she had thought nothing of it. Humans smiled too much. Talked too much. Felt too much. But Ethan had looked at her differently. Not with fear. Not with curiosity. But with respect. You don't have to stand alone, he had said once, offering her a seat during a long shift. Lyra had not understood why that moment stayed in her mind. Until now. Days passed. Then weeks. Lyra found herself adjusting her schedule without realizing it. Passing through engineering more often. Standing closer when Ethan spoke. Her reports to the Ilari Council became shorter. Less honest. Humans are acceptable, she wrote. But inside, something was growing. Something warm. Something dangerous. One night cycle, the station entered low power mode. Lights dimmed. Most crew slept. Lyra stood alone in the observation dome, watching stars stretch endlessly across space. Her reflection stared back at her through the glass. She pressed her fingers together, trying to slow her thoughts. It did not work. Footsteps echoed behind her. You can't sleep either? Ethan's voice was gentle. She turned slowly. Sleep is unnecessary for my species. Ethan smiled softly. Lucky you. Silence followed. Then Lyra spoke words she had never planned to say. Ethan, may I ask you something? Sure. Why do humans feel so much? He laughed quietly. Because life hurts. And because it's beautiful. Lyra tilted her head. Those ideas conflict. Yeah, he said. But that's what makes it real. Her chest tightened again. Real. That night, Lyra did something forbidden. She accessed her own neural logs. Ilari were not meant to review emotional data. It caused instability. But she needed answers. The logs showed increased heart rhythm. Chemical changes. Mental focus centered on one human. Ethan. She whispered, this is not logical. Yet she did not stop reading. The next morning, an urgent message arrived from the Ilari Council. Mission update, human evaluation complete. Prepare final report. Lyra froze. Final report meant one thing. If humans were deemed unstable, the Union would restrict them. Isolate them. Possibly erase their progress. And Lyra knew the truth. Humans were emotional, unpredictable, but they were also brave, kind, human. Her hands shook for the first time in her life. She went to Ethan. Found him repairing a power panel, sparks flashing. "Hey," he said, smiling. "You look off. I must speak with you. Alone." Something in her voice made him serious. They walked to a quiet maintenance bay. The door sealed behind them. Lyra stood still. Then she spoke. "My people may harm yours." Ethan frowned. "What?" "I was sent to judge humanity. My report decides your future." The silence became heavy. "And," he asked carefully, "and I no longer know how to be objective." Her voice cracked. That sound shocked them both. "I feel when I am near you," she continued. "My thoughts weaken. My logic fails. I believe this is emotion." Ethan stared. Then he said softly, "That's not weakness. It is to my kind." She looked at him, silver eyes glowing brighter. "I have never felt this before." For a moment, Ethan said nothing. Then he stepped closer. "You know," he said, "humans have been judged our whole history. Too angry. Too emotional. Too broken." He met her eyes. "But we're still here." Lyra's breathing became uneven. "What if I protect you?" she asked. "What if I lie?" Ethan shook his head slowly. "Then you'd lose who you are." She felt pain at those words. Pain. She did not know how to handle it. The report deadline arrived. Lyra sat alone in her chamber. The council's symbol hovered before her. She could end it all with one sentence. Humans are unstable. Her finger hovered. Then she remembered Ethan fixing broken machines no one thanked him for. Humans sharing food with strangers. Laughing in the face of darkness. Feeling everything and still moving forward. She began typing. Humanity. Humans are emotionally intense. Yes. They feel fear, love, anger, and hope strongly. But this is not a flaw. This is their strength. They care when logic says they should not. They protect when survival says to run. They connect across differences. Humanity should not be controlled. They should be trusted. Because even with fragile hearts, they stand. She sent the report. Her body trembled. Her future shattered. Hours later, alarms did not sound. No punishment came. Instead, a new message appeared. Council response, Observer Lyra, you are to return for review. She closed her eyes. Exile. Or worse. She went to Ethan. He was waiting, somehow knowing. They're calling me back, she said. He nodded slowly. So, this is goodbye? Lyra searched for words. I do not know what comes next, she said. But you changed me. Ethan smiled sadly. Guess humans do that. She stepped closer. Very close. For my entire life, she said, I believed feelings were errors. She placed her hand over her chest again. Now I believe they are truth. Ethan swallowed. You'll be okay, he said. I hope so. She turned away. But before leaving, she looked back one last time. And for the first time in Ilari history, she smiled. Far away, among ancient stars, the Ilari Council reviewed the report in silence. One elder spoke quietly. Humans have influenced an Ilari. Another replied, perhaps, we should learn from them. And somewhere in the endless dark, humanity took its first step toward the stars. Not because they were perfect, but because they felt.
More feelings are coming. Like, subscribe, and don't miss them.